This is Hot Laps presented by SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new segment, our second installment of it called Hot Laps, presented by SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. This week, we got Blake Harris on. Blake, what's going on, man?
Another day, just packing some boxes and getting them shipped out here to SRI.
You are the you got to be one of the most important individuals in the building. That's all I can tell you.
Oh yeah, all the sales that come back there, and got to be the one to box them up and ship them out so we can keep business afloat.
That's right. That's right. So you pretty much saying the boxes that I've received from SRI that you probably had your hands on shipping them out to me.
I ain't been here long. I've had a couple more jobs before I come here, but I started the week after Thanksgiving. So if you've ordered anything from there is about a 99.9% chance that I've touched it.
Well, I sure have, so you probably did it. Well, cool deal, man. Good deal. All right, well, you said you've been there since around Thanksgiving, so we'll go back a little bit farther with you than that. Man, where'd you grow up? How old are you?
Well, I'm 21 years old, about to be 22. I grew up around Chesney, South Carolina, and Shelby, North Carolina. Is kind of the deal where parents split up, so I spent both times there, but grew up in a racing family. Daddy was a 3-time World Crown 4-cylinder national champion at Cherokee Speedway, just down the road here at Gaffney. So I've been in racing all my life, did some racing, a little bit of myself, and now I'm an announcer for Millbridge Speedway in the Ultimate Super Late Model Series, and figured I'd find me a job in racing, so I've been selling parts at different places ever since.
That's right, man. That's what I like to hear. So, all right. Well, you've been in racing for a while then.
As long as I can remember. I started racing go-karts when I was about 10, raced cars till I was about 16, then got a little too expensive, so I picked up a microphone and a camera, started announcing races and taking photos at races. I'm usually at a racetrack every Saturday night, usually working Monday through Friday. People wouldn't want to go out, but I'm not one of the people that can sit in the stands and watch a race. I have to be doing something and being productive somehow in the sport. So since I retired from racing, I've kind of picked up other stuff.
I feel you there, man. I was kind of the same way. I went out to Fayetteville Motor Speedway this past Friday night, and I was the same way. I'm like, I can't just sit here. I got to go talk to some people. I know exactly how you feel, man. So, all right. Well, what drew you to coming to SRI Performance?
Well, I've known them for a while. Of course, I used to get parts sometimes from Josh and them over at SRI Dirt and Drag, our other location just down the road here in Denver. But, yeah, I'd been working through some other places, and I had a couple friends that worked here, and I'd been in shipping at the other places, and they said, hey, come, there's a job opening here. Why don't you interview for it? And I had a couple friends that worked here, so I knew I wouldn't be out on my own. I had some people to lean on, so I went in and interviewed, and they offered me the job, and I took it. And I'd say the rest is history, but there ain't much history. Hopefully, there is some history coming up here in the future. But right now, I've been here since November, and I've loved it ever since.
As they call it, it's history in the making.
History, there you go. That's bad when an announcer can't find the words.
It takes a few of us every now and then, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's talk to you about that a little bit. What I know you said you kind of transitioned into that since you got out of racing yourself, as far as actually in the car, and you went into announcing and stuff. How did that ever come about?
So there is one big story about this. I was racing at Harris Speedway over there in Rutherford in 2016, running a 4-cylinder down there. And at that point, I'd been to Chesney High School, and I've always been kind of the talkative one. So it was natural for me to pick up a microphone. I'd been doing some Chesney High softball games and baseball games, actually, and went out for hot laps. I think the clutch come out of it or something, and I was done for the night. And like I said, I just can't sit around. And I'd known the announcer. He's pretty storied around these areas. Call him the mouth of the South. Dwayne Goins was the announcer up there.
That's right.
And so I went up there, see if I can announce my first race or two, and I ended up announcing some heat races, and I actually did the victory lane that night. If I can find it somewhere, there is actually a picture of me interviewing Dustin Taylor, who won Crate Sportsman that night, and it looks weird because I'm holding the microphone, but both of us are in our driving suits. So it was pretty cold. I kept my driving suit on. So once I got out of the car in 16, Scott Childress gave me the opportunity to come to co-announcer at Cherokee Speedway So I did that for a year. Then I stayed at East Lincoln Motor Speedway for 3 years up to 2020. Did some at Friendship too when they run on Fridays, and started out in 2021 or the end of 2020. Kelly Carlton texted me. Kelly's known me since I was little. A part of my other racing, my stepdad was actually the crew chief for Mr. Saturday Night's Jeff Cook's car, super late model. So when Kelly was Southern All Stars, they would run that tour. So Kelly's known me ever since I was knee high to a grasshopper. And so he called me and said, "What are you doing in 2021?" I didn't have nothing set in stone. And he told me Tommy Tedder, of course, announcer also look up to, was retiring. And I decided to chase my dream and follow the super late model tour and get behind the mic. And we've done 2 races. I did all last season, and we've done 2 races so far this year at Smoky Mountain and Boyd's, and we got a heck of a schedule ahead of us for the rest of this year.
That's what I was fixing to say. I looked at that schedule, and it looks pretty stout. I like it. So we'll definitely be able to catch you at a track near us pretty soon.
Oh, yeah, we'll be at you're up towards Lakeview. We'll be that's one of our next races. We do Carolina April 8th and Lakeview April 9th.
That's
so
right.
I'll be kind of up in your neck of the woods here in about 2 weeks.
That's right. Cool. We might just have to venture on out that way, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, since you've been at SRI over there and you've had your hands all in them boxes, man, we like to tell everybody that SRI is pretty much, if somebody's listening to us from outside the racing world, which probably not many, but even within, but
the algorithm works in strange ways. You never know.
It really does. But SRI is essentially the Walmart of racing.
Oh, definitely. Multiple. It started out stock car steel and aluminum, all for your tubing and fabricators and stuff like that. Now we've got the performance side, which is all of your engine stuff, our Del West, Cleve White, stuff like that. And we also, of course, got the dirt and drag, which I'm more familiar with, all of your All-Star products, Joe's, Draco Springs, anything you name it. If you need something for your race car at home, you can get with us here at SRI Performance, and 9 times out of 10, we're going to have something that fits your needs.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That is definite. Well, man, what is some of the you touch everything is being shipped out up there, and I know there's a lot of not only new parts, but y'all even deal with a lot of used parts, and I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I was fixing to ask. Does a lot of people call in knowing what they're wanting used wise, and you have to ship it out also?
Usually John Strange and Kenneth handle all the used stuff, and let's just say I usually roll my eyes and they bring stuff back, because they bring stuff back there a lot, but usually it's something big or something that takes a couple boxes. But yeah, we ship out a lot of used stuff. The John's got a lot of connection with these Cup, Xfinity and truck teams up here, ARCA teams. So we have a lot of used stuff coming from old Cup cars and stuff that you could apply to your specific application. So new or used, we should have you covered. Yeah, we got the Walmart for the used stuff. We also got ourselves kind of like a flea market back here. We got all of our used stuff.
That is the part I like, man. I've come up there and toured around up there, and man, it is just like you said. It's like a flea market. I mean, you walk in there, walk in the back building there, and it's just like, man, who would ever thought about this stuff? And to see that every day at SRI has to be pretty cool, especially somebody who was originally in the racing world before you went to work there.
Oh yeah, wouldn't say it's a cheaper way out, but it's also kind of the easier way out. You got some of these grassroots people that sometimes can't afford the new stuff, and you also got some people that will check the used stuff before they get the new one. But it's a thought that, of course, most of our used stuff, we used to go to the scrap yard or the junkyard, try and pull them off old cars. But now that we got a centralized place to get these used parts, it not only makes it better for the racer, and it's also a concept that if I had this business, I would have never thought of in a million years, but it works pretty good.
It seems to, and they seem to know what's going on up there and know what the racers need, man. What's some of the most common parts you see that you shipping out over there?
A lot of engine stuff I've done. Like today, we got a big Del West order in for a lot of the exhaust valves on the performance side. I shipped out a good bit of them. We used to have a store called SRI Supplies, but it's merged in with SRI Performance now. It's basically all your nuts, bolts, washers, body bolts, pop rivets, anything you can think of. we got it. I ship out a lot of it, and some dirt and drag stuff. We got some all-star stuff here. Of course, that's mostly down there at our Denver location, SRI Dirt and Drag. But it's hard to pinpoint just one thing because, like I said, we got such a vast inventory. Maybe I'll ship something 3 times a day, but most of the time it's always a different ball game.
That's right. Well, I'm gonna tell you, you're probably gonna see my name coming across here pretty soon because I'm gonna have to order me some Draco Springs for my legend card. I'm gonna try to slide out of there.
Oh, we got plenty of them. We got in a big Draco order today, so if you call it in, we'll get it shipped. I'll get it shipped out for you, buddy.
Good deal, man. Well, cool, buddy. Well, it's great having you on here. Great getting to know some of you guys over there at SRI and Stock Car Steel. So, man, looking forward to catching you out at a track soon, buddy.
Oh yeah, when I'm in there at Lakeview, come say hello to me. I'll be sure to talk to you for a little bit, and we'll get to hang out a little bit, buddy.
That sounds good, man. Well, we sure do appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Blake Harris, and go catch him announcing at a track near you pretty soon. But that is this week's Hot Laps.